Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. My sister is a Karen. I'm Jennifer, and this is my sister Karen.
Hey everyone. This is the conversations that women have when we say, like, I gotta go call my sister right now. There's nothing else like it. So we decided to share.
And honestly, we talked about this recently. Like, we've been saying, I gotta call my sister long before it was a meme. I mean, the
Uh,
meme came to life because people like us were doing that.
yeah.
But, like, that's been a thematic statement in your
I
life,
mean,
my
for
life,
me, it's like one of those things, when texting became a thing, then mom would be like, tell me something. And she'd go, don't tell your sister. I've already texted. Before you were done with the story, I was texting them, telling them we're taking a beach vacation or whatever
for
it
sure,
was.
for sure. And like our brother, so I used to talk to our brother like almost every day, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I gotta go, I gotta call our sister, and he's like, which one? And I'd be like, they're interchangeable.
Yeah. I know. Whichever one answers, that's which one.
Or this is in the reverse. I would call our brother and I'd be like, I gotta tell you what happened with your sister, and he'd go, which one? And I'm like, don't worry, the story's gonna reveal itself. You'll know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. As I was saying, when women say that, I was like, it's not just women, because there's also been times when I'm sure our brother has been like, I gotta go call my sister.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely it goes through both genders. That's not yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely it does.
Okay, so I do wanna okay, so normally we record days or even a week before we publish. This
Yes.
time, we are recording a few hours before we're going to publish.
Ugh.
So Karen is desperately dying because she's bursting at the seams because she has news, celebrity news about her favorite celeb, which we all know it's Taylor Swift. And we all know what the big news is. But before you do it, I'm going to give you like 10 minutes or whatever to just go on this. Okay?
I don't even think I need to. I mean, everyone's excited. They are actually engaged. I called mom literally screaming. Way happier than if I had gotten engaged myself, I wouldn't have been this happy. Probably wouldn't have called mom first either. I'd already
Okay. No,
texted
that's
you
true.
guys, you
That's
and
true.
Megan. Megan
Yeah.
texted me and she was like, how am I hearing about this? And I'm like, what the fuck have I been doing? I was sleeping and then I'm listening to her goddamn music instead of surfing TikTok. She's been making so many announcements though.
Who has?
Taylor. Taylor has made, because she keeps doing these little countdowns to like vinyl variants of the new album. So she's like, I'm just constantly on edge, waiting. Like, is this the one? Is this another variant or is this going to be a single? And then she throws us this curveball from her personal life that I love. Yeah.
So I do have to say, since I came home from I went on an Alaskan cruise a couple weeks ago. Well, it's been like a week and a half. Since I came home, I've hardly been on social media or like anything. And today I spent I'm a little like worn out. I spent the entire day like in like meetings online. And I really I saw there was a text. I think Megan shared a text. We have a group chat, the three sisters. Megan sent a text. I opened it briefly and I saw pictures of Travis Kelsey on a knee in front of Taylor Swift, and I immediately just assumed that they were like AI doctored. And so I
Oh.
was like, "Oh, is this fake?" And then you guys were like, "No, we really think it's real." And so
No,
then,
I sent it to you because Megan sent it to, and
sorry, okay, my apologies. I
yeah,
thought
you
Megan
thought it
sent
was
it
fake.
first.
And I'm like, bitch, look at what I sent you. I sent you from Taylor's Instagram page. This isn't fake.
In a meeting. I can't like stop the meeting and be like, "Excuse me, everyone, Taylor Swift just got engaged, so I need
I think
everyone to
that's
pause for a
appropriate.
minute."
I'm pretty sure that's appropriate.
It's
I can't
not.
tell you how many TikToks I saw on my feed that were like, who else almost wrecked when they heard this news? Your dumbass friend didn't give you any warning. I texted this to you.
Yeah, I have literally not been on TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. I've been on nothing today. I really wouldn't have known if you wouldn't have sent it in the group chat. And I definitely, I mean, I like glanced and then I put the phone back. Like I really didn't
Yeah.
look. And you were like, "That's on their official page." And I'm like, I wouldn't like I had no idea. I like again, I can't interrupt like a training meeting and be like, "Excuse me, let's pause everyone's training because Travis Kelce proposed to Taylor Swift." They would be like, "We don't that's not allowed." In
1,000% I would do that.
1,000% we do not have the same job, okay?
That's true. That's so true. Yeah. I was actually as I had to walk across the street to get my mic. Anyways, as I was walking back, I was like, "I'm so skanky," and I just you're like, "I'm gonna comb my hair and whatever," and I'm like, "I'm not." I didn't even take the glasses off because I kept having to pull them down, and I was like one of the biggest differences is I'm very, like, all or nothing. I'm like full face
Totally.
of glam or
Totally.
skanky homeless lady.
Okay, so here's like the sisters part of this whole story. I was on vacation. Okay, oh, we have to address this actually. We
Well,
missed a
yes.
week. We missed a
Yes.
week. We're women and we count periods. So we do know how to count days. We didn't miss a week without because we didn't like count right. We missed a week because I was on a boat on an Alaskan cruise. And then when I got home, I was like, "Hey, do you want to record?" Karen's like, "No, I don't feel like it." In a very
Yeah.
Karen move here. Okay.
Uh,
So then Sunday, I'm like, "Hey, we need to record." And we did. You didn't want to, but we did record. That was I
yeah.
think that was the third day in a row that we tried to. And finally Karen was like, "Okay, fine." So we recorded Sunday, had massive IT problems. And by
Huge.
IT problems, I mean like we didn't know how to do something. I don't know what it was, but the recording was so screwed up. It's never been that bad. I had washed my hair Saturday to record. Then Karen bailed again in her Karen style. So Sunday, I had like one day old dirty hair, and I was like, "Well, that's fine." So Sunday, I'm like watching the episode. I go, this can't be salvaged." Like there was a whole section that Karen was not even not visible, not audible. Like I was just, and you would see me like say things and go, "Oh yeah, I remember that," but there was nothing
Yeah.
attached. It was really bad, and I don't know what happened to Karen's recording. It was gone. So I go, "We got to re-record." So then we're supposed to re-record yesterday. Karen bails again. Then today I'm like, I woke up. Actually, when I woke up, I was like, I'm okay. By about noon, I was like, my hair is fucking dirty. Like this, like, and now I got to record tonight, and I'm stuck in meetings all day. So I do have a lot of in between full glam and homeless lady.
Yes.
Yes, and I typically that's where I live is in the in between, but I was like, well, this is what it is. Like, it was a really long day. I was on meetings all day. My sisters were going bananas, like literally blowing my phone up. I was like, you guys need to get jobs.
She was at work today doing that.
Literally, like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
No.
We skipped a week for the podcast and we just made a decision like, when we were struggling to get together and I was on vacation and Karen was starting a new job, plus she had this like side gig that she was doing and it was just like it wasn't going to work out and we were like, look, this podcast like, we have about 16 listeners. So we were
So
like,
yeah.
yeah, we were like it'll be fine. Those 16 will wait till next week. So we do
What
know that we
happened? 15 of them patiently are waiting.
Yes. And so I do have to, shout out to Mark because he always is the one that reaches out and he's like, "Hey, the episode is not on YouTube. Did you guys make an episode?" Usually we made an episode, but it somehow didn't upload to YouTube.
Yes.
So Mark is always like on it. Thank you, Mark, for that. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Mark.
it.
For real.
Yes.
He's yeah.
Yeah, he's like the OG listener.
Yes.
Um and I did have to tell him like, "Hey, we're going to be a week behind. Going forward, we're just going to stay on this every other week now. We're not going to
Yes.
do 2 weeks in a row and make it up because really like not that many people are paying that much attention.
No.
So we're going to yeah, yeah.
No, and, I think, like, I don't know how if this one is gonna get uploaded in time because I dropped the bomb on Jennifer.
How about it?
I'm always the one Jennifer does the like, if we have an outline or whatever in advance, she does that, and then she also, like, goes back and watches, and then I do the simple click, click, upload like, I do the AI editing and all, but that's my part of the labor division, and literally, I'm like hooked my mic up and I'm like, "Okay, you ready to record? Hey, by the way, you know that you have to upload this week." And she's like, "I don't think I'm ready to record." I was like, "I didn't bring my laptop. I'm recording from my phone. I don't know how to do it I mean, I guess I can try from the phone."
So Karen's definitely having a week where she is a Karen for sure. Like this
Yes.
is even though I defended you and I was like, you're not really a Karen. This week I would say,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is a little
you're in
bit of a
shape.
diva week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'll
okay.
take it.
It's okay.
So
So let's
let's
go ahead.
I was gonna say let's talk about your cruise.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll talk about what I want to talk about after that.
Okay.
So I went on an Alaskan cruise. You know this. It was 7 days. I have never been to Alaska. It's been on my bucket list of places to go for a really long time. I don't think I really necessarily wanted to take an Alaskan cruise. That is a really trending and common way to go to Alaska
Yes.
is to take a cruise. And I think part of it is it's just like it's simple, like you make one payment and you get your
Yeah.
transportation and your room and board and then you don't have to like plan each step, things like that. I like cruising fine. My kids really like cruising. This was our third cruise. The kids really like it. It was literally, it lived up to every expectation and then some. It was beautiful, remarkable. There are no
And
words.
I
It was,
tried really hard to not like because I didn't want you to be disappointed because I'm like, no, seriously, it's so stunningly beautiful. It's just, yeah, it's just, I
it
mean,
is stunningly beautiful. It
like
really
we both
is.
love mountains and the naturey stuff is
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just,
I think, so very few times in my life have I like gotten to something that is famous for being remarkable, Alaska or,
yeah,
whatever, and been like, or like Zion, like I talked about when I went to Zion National
yeah,
Park recently. Like I didn't get to Zion and go like, the pictures did it justice. It was Alaska was like that. Like everybody, nobody overhyped it. Nobody did. I will say this. One thing about going to Alaska, a lot of people go. Like it's a really
yeah,
common, especially the cruise thing. And then because the cruises basically have like five ports that they alternate between, everybody's like, "What ports are you going to?" And so then you tell them, and then everyone has a thing that they're like, "This is what you need to do." Like when you go to Ketchikan, you have to go to Jellyfish Donut and eat this like certain donut. And when you go to this place, you have to like take the dog sled tour. And when you go to, everybody has like recommendations of what you have to do, and it's entirely overwhelming. I cannot fucking
yeah,
do everything. Like it's like I at one point I finally reached the point that I was like, please don't tell me what you like it was starting to stress me out. Like I was starting to feel like oh my god, we have to do 16 things while we're in Juneau and we're only there for 8 hours. Like I don't know how we're going to fit them all in. Well, we're not. Is actually the answer. We are not going to fit them all in. And then as it turned out, one of the things that like we are big hikers as we've talked about before, my kids and I,
yeah,
and so, like, in a couple of the ports, we had pre-planned hiking and we like went to the trailhead, took a bus to the trailhead, took a cab, walked whatever it is, and we did a hike. And we didn't even do like I wouldn't say I mean, we stopped through shops every place that we went, but I mean, we did what we wanted to do in Alaska, which was to
right.
experience the nature and the beauty of it. So, we had a we had a remarkable time. It was everything I was looking for, everything I expected it to be, but it still like exceeded expectations in
Yeah,
every way. I would say I started calling it our starter trip to Alaska because I was like, I think we're going to get there and realize that for me anyway, that I need to go back not in a boat. Like I need to go back
yeah.
and like I want to get to Denali. I want to see
I've
more of the
already invited your
forest.
kids if I do a travel nurse gig there because I was like, if I do travel nursing again,
Mhm.
for sure, I will winter in Alaska to get the summer in
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah, it was I mean, it was
Sam's
so
like,
incredible.
"Absolutely." He's like, "I'm there."
Well, he was disappointed because like we each had something. Like I wanted to see a glacier. I've never seen a glacier. So I wanted
And
to see
they're
a
so
glacier.
cool.
Yes. It's
Like,
so
I haven't
cool.
seen one till I went to Alaska either.
No, like I was at first I was like that's kind of weird. I've never seen a glacier. And then I was like, well, where have I been that I would have seen one? And I don't go north very often. I usually go south
Right.
for my vacations.
Yes.
I'm a warm weather kind of girl. So, like, I've never been to Minnesota. Like, I've never been to Canada. Well, I have now because of the Alaskan cruise. I mean, I vacation in places like Mexico and Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but
So
it
your
was
thing was see
incredible.
a glacier. What were their things?
So I wanted to see a glacier. Lucille, she loves it. Okay, there are two things that Lucille loves on vacation. One is a visitor center. That child loves a good visitor center. And
It's
if there are free brochures and free maps, she will load up a backpack.
yes.
Yes.
I
So,
brought home so much crap like that from
oh my
Alaska.
God,
And I'm like, I don't know, because I was like, well, if someone else is gonna go, I might as well have all this stuff.
nobody's taking your folded
I
up
know.
brochures.
I
Nobody.
know, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lucille loves a good visitor center, whether it's at a national park, at a cemetery. Like, she doesn't
Wherever.
care. She loves a visitor center. So, but the other thing that she loves, which is sort of in line with the visitor center, which is why I teed it up like that, she loves like a historic train ride that has like landmarks and like a map that tells you like this is where two people fell off the tracks when they were building it and they died.
Yeah.
And this is where there was a bald eagle's nest in 1972 that, like whatever. Like she loves that. So she wanted to there's a train that you can take in Skagway, which was one of our stops. And the train goes, oh, what was it called? It goes up to Gold Pass and Yukon Railroad or something like it's a famous railroad. It was put in during the gold rush, the Alaskan gold
Yeah.
rush. Parts of it are over 100 years old or around 100 years old. So she wanted to take the train ride. That was her big thing. She was like, I want to take this train ride. Like, it's going to be so cool. It's going to have a map with landmarks and
Was it the glass
historical.
dome
So it was
top?
not a glass dome. No, it's an older train car, so it had like little
Oh,
like park bench style seating. Yeah. And it did have like a lot of windows, but it was not the glass dome. It's literally like I don't know if it's an authentically old train car or if it's just like replicated. But it's
it's probably the original. They just restore it up there.
they do restore a lot of stuff, just like the national parks. Like they're very
Yeah.
resourceful in Alaska. Importing goods is expensive. Skagway was interesting. So we did the train ride that Lucille wanted to do. Sam wanted to see a bear. That was his big thing is he wanted to see a bear and I wanted to see a glacier. We did not see bears. Nowhere did we see bears. And that was very disappointing for Sam. I was going to say something about Skagway and now I forgot what it was, but yeah, we didn't see any bears. That was really disappointing. We did see whales a lot from the cruise ship.
Yes.
Very cool, very cool. And at
Samuel
one
sent me a fantastic video of the baby orca. At the very end, you can see, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was a really cool because
there
you
were
can see them
two.
like, yeah,
Could you see both orcas in the video?
yeah. There was
Because
two
they were
orcas
sort of
that,
like literally side by side, swimming
yes,
almost in unison together. Yeah.
yes,
It was really
yeah,
cool. They move like dolphins in the water. Like they were fast and sleek.
yeah.
We also saw some other whales that were like bigger and clunkier. I don't know what they were. I mean, they
Probably
were at a
humpbacks.
distance. What?
Wait, probably humpback whales. Wait, let's talk about what do you remember what you texted me? I'm like, send pictures every day. Like she doesn't always have service. So I'm like, when you do, like send pictures, tell me what you're seeing and stuff. Cause I was so excited for her to go because I went a few years ago to Alaska. And she's like, we saw orcas. And I'm like, oh my God, so cool. And she's like, and a blue whale. And I was like, a blue whale? She's like, yeah, I think so. I'm like literally
I'm
the
gonna find
biggest animal that's ever been on earth.
it's because it was pretty bad. I was pretty embarrassed when you said it. I was like, "Oh shit."
Telling dad and he's like, well, did she? And I was like, dad, like their hearts are the size of a Volkswagen. Like that's
I
it's like
go
they're not close to land.
I go, "Sam got a video of some baby orcas. We also saw blue whales and humpback whales." Karen goes, "Wow." Then you were like, "Wait, blue whales? The largest animal on earth?" Question mark, exclamation, exclamation. Then you're like, you're still in the orca video, so you're like, "Tell him
Yeah.
to send me the orca video." I go, maybe the same blue whale. And in my head, this is how I'm saying it, like maybe that blue whale. You go, blue is amazing. I go, somebody said it was a blue whale. I don't know if it was. We don't have enough service to send. Oh, I go, somebody said it was. You go, they're huge. I'm jealous. I'm like, it's probably not a blue whale now that you say that. You're like, we can say it was.
Yeah.
You're like, they can be spotted there in August. It's rare because they have to be in open water, but I'm saying that you guys saw one. Okay, we weren't even really in open water because the ship never gets very far from the land. So while I appreciate the support, I realize the error of my ways.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I have been fascinated like 3 or 4 years ago. It was like literally this drone footage of a blue whale when it like breaches and breathes out, and then like the sound of the air going into these ginormous lungs just fascinated me. But, like, blue whales are, like, so I mean, because 'cause they're so hu it was I'm serious. So when you were saying that, I was like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing." I'm all excited for you, even though I'm like, I mean, that's, like, probably not, but maybe.
Okay, so here's the funny thing. This is the part I didn't tell you. So later on, I was like telling the kids, like, so I don't think that we saw blue whales because Aunt Karen said they're like the largest animal, like the largest mammal on the planet Earth. So I don't think that's what we saw. And
They're the
Sam was like,
largest animal that's ever been on Earth. They're bigger than any dinosaurs that ever were.
okay, so I'm pretty sure it is. So I was like telling the kids, I'm like, I don't know that we really saw blue whales. Sam's like, oh my God, mom, that was like a 10-year-old kid that said that in the dining room. You listened to him?
Yes!
Kids say it. I heard a grown ass man say it. It's not my fault that the grown ass man listened to the 10-year-old.
Yeah, but honestly, sometimes a 10-year-old kid might be the one to ask about animal stuff.
I know.
I mean,
I
like,
know.
either
Sometimes
your
they
kids
know.
at 10 years old would have been like,
Yeah.
"No, yeah."
Yeah.
Lucille would have been,
Exactly.
like, telling you if those were resident or transient orcas or what
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think we saw blue whales, but we there okay, so there were humpback whales that were visible or that
Mhm.
were able to be seen. So we went through Glacier Bay National Park, which is it was a glacier, obviously, and
Yeah.
there's still glaciers there. There's like I don't remember like 17 glaciers there or something. And but they've melted a lot. There's it's actually like that glacier has had the most glacial changes in the last like 2 or 300 years.
Oh, wow.
It's something like that. Like I can't remember the exact thing, but anyway, so we take the cruise ship goes all the way into Glacier Bay National Park. It's not freezing there. It's like 60 degrees at this time of year, 50s, 60s. The wind is icy cold because it's just like icy.
Yeah.
Um, and you can get there not by ship. You can get there in other ways. But one of the things they did when they kind of discovered it and like turned it into a national park is they have this like agreement that that two cruise ships per day can go all the way in, all the way up to the main glacier, which is called Johns Hopkins Glacier. I didn't do the research to find out why. That's got to be the same Hopkins as the
Yeah.
hospital, but I don't know. But they can go all the way in up to that Johns Hopkins, and then there's a little U-turn, and they come back out. 2 per day can do that because the idea is that you wanna be able to, like, share the beauty of it, but also not, like, destroy it
Right.
with, like, a whole bunch of cruise ships coming through. So we were fortunate that our cruise was one of the ones that got to go through there. They told us ahead of time that the humpback whales are in there at this time of year sometimes. There were also, like, otters galore. Like, there were just, like, literally, like, 100 of them. They're just, like, laying out there with their little flippers and their little face. It's hilarious.
I know. You know they hold hands when they fall asleep so they don't drift apart?
We didn't see any holding hands, but we saw like I mean, there would be like a pod
Yeah.
of 40
Yeah.
or
They're
10 or
just the cutest
6.
little things. I know.
They're very cute. Apparently, they're kind of vicious animals, but you
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do. Survival.
They're in the
So
same
we
family as honey badgers.
what?
They're in the same they're mustelids. They're in the same family as honey badgers. They
That's
have that
interesting. Who
kind
are
of
also famously vicious.
yes, and yeah,
That's
um,
really interesting.
and wolverines. Yeah, they're like that's like a Yeah, but the otters apparently can be. Sorry, go ahead. That was a side
Yeah, no,
tangent.
it's okay. So because it's not freezing, you can be on the deck. We had a balcony in our room, which I highly recommend if you're going to take an Alaskan cruise. I definitely do recommend a balcony. But we were like out on the deck at times too, and so we were out on the deck, and they did announce that there were humpback whales that were visible, but they were on the other side of the ship, and it just like it was going to be too hard to try to get over there. So I'm not saying we didn't see any because we did see some whales that did not look like they were orcas. Other people on the ship definitely saw humpback whales. There were definitely humpback whales in the Glacier Bay area.
Yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
humpbacks were fine, whatever. Like, we took when we were there, we did like a little day cruise thing in a fjord, and we saw humpbacks and orcas, and fine. I mean, the humpbacks, fine, whatever. But like, the orcas are amazing. I mean,
They're so interesting because they swim like dolphin like. You know, their bodies are just like really sleek and
yeah,
they do
it's
the whole like breaching, you know, the water in like a circular diving motion, which is
yes.
super
Well,
cool to see.
yeah, they're in the same family as dolphins. They're just big dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were really cool. I mean, there were nights, evenings that we would be like out on the deck and you could just see like off in the distance there were a bunch of whales and you would just see like the water plume, couple minutes later another water plume, then a few minutes later you'd see a whale like crest the water. They would just be
Like how
out
we see
in.
the dolphins when we're in Florida.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly how we see the dolphins when we're in Florida, and you can just stand there and watch for like 20 minutes, and they're just out, they're just active at, you know. So that was very cool. I mean, I'm not particularly like an animal person. I mean, we've even talked about this before,
Yeah.
but I do think like when you see like wild animals in the wild, it's kind of breathtaking. Like it's really kind of cool. So
One of the things about the orcas that really struck me is the male's fins are straight, but they are also like 6 feet tall. The female's
really,
fins are like 3 or 4 and more curved. And when we saw them, I was like, because I mean, I didn't, I didn't think that I, as a complete layperson, would be able to look
right.
and be like, oh, that's a male, that's a female. It's really like that. Because I was like, and then when I was looking and I was like, if that fin is the size of dad, that
Yeah.
thing is fucking big.
Then how big is the body? Yeah, it's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I love all the animals, obviously.
I know. I know. I mean, we did too. We really it was yeah, I think
I mean,
I
seeing
don't.
them in the wild is so yeah, like seeing the orcas actually in the family pods and stuff is
Mhm.
it's like when we see the dolphins and I'm like, it is really cool.
It is really cool. It really is. I
Yeah.
mean, even we also saw seals when we were in Ketchikan. There's like a river in Ketchikan and the salmon, you know, come up the river.
Uh-huh.
And you can see them that actually even that's really cool. Like I didn't know that I was going to be fascinated by that, but it's really cool to watch them swimming against the current. It's very cool. So anyway, but the seals will come up into that river cuz they can hunt the salmon. So even that, like you would, we were, Ketchikan has like this old part of town where there's just like some houses and some stilts, and now a lot of it is shops and stuff. It's an old fishing town. And I mean, there
Yeah.
still is a fishing cannery. There's still several canneries there, but like the seals are just like chilling there, and then all of a sudden you'll see them dive down, but they'll come back up and they'll have a fish in their mouth, which is kind of cool actually.
It is
And then
kind
they'll
of
kind of
cool.
like yeah, they'll kinda, like, bobble with it just a little bit, and then they'll dive down
Yeah.
again, then they'll come back up, the fish is half eaten, you know? It was pretty cool, like, we probably saw 4 or 5 seals do that at different times. There had to
That is
be
cool.
yeah, it's just really neat, like and we were just, like, walking, like, they call it the salmon walk. There's a walk, a trail that goes along the river for you to see, like, the salmon and the seals and stuff, and then there's, like, at least 2 different places, there's, like, a bridge that like, just a wooden, you know, a
Mhm.
picturesque
Yeah.
bridge that crosses the river, and you can just, like, chill on the river and watch the seals just, like, going back and forth, hunting, swimming, just you know, it was very cool to see that. It was really neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. That was like my starter trip to Alaska.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, I was like, "I definitely wanna come back." And I kind of did it differently and,
You
like
did it entirely differently.
yeah. Well, and you should do it with me because what I did is I talked to everyone and was like, "What do you wanna do? What do you want?" Mom, dad, Michael, me, and then I had to figure it all out. Mom
Mhm.
just was like, "Okay, let me know," and she just managed the financial part of it.
Yeah. To be fair, you paid for your trip. It's not that mom
Yeah.
paid for it. She just
No,
managed the financial
right,
part.
I
Yeah.
would give her money out of every
Yeah.
paycheck and be like, "Hey, can we afford this week to get whatever?"
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I gotta when we were in when you were talking about the train ride that Lucille wanted to and I'm like, "It's probably the original train." So we took a train from Anchorage to Denali, and
Mhm.
it was the cool glass
Yes.
dome, and it was like an excursion from Princess Cruise Line, so there was a guy, like, with a mic that would, be like, "Hey, there's moose on the left," whatever, and just also have, like, random facts. I mean, we learned, like, the 5 different types of salmon, whatever. This man talked about this bridge 40 minutes beforehand. This is the oldest, tallest bridge in all of Alaska that we are about to cross. And he talked about it so much. And our mom hates bridges.
Yes.
It doesn't like heights, not crazy about heights,
Yeah,
really,
but
really hates
bridges
bridges. I mean, I was like, "Mom, you got your earbuds in? Just stop." I was like, "Just tune it out." But because he talks so many times, he was like, "Yeah, it's the oldest, longest, tallest, blah, blah, blah." It's like
my
everything. Yeah.
god.
But it was for sure the oldest bridge, on
Mhm.
any of the trains in Alaska.
Yeah. There's the one that we took also had, like, a guided tour
Yeah.
guide that was, like, telling us things about it, and it was I mean, it was very interesting. Oh, I know what I was gonna say about Skagway. Skagway, because that's where we took the train. Skagway was interesting. You can get to Skagway from almost anywhere in Alaska. Like it has roads that go to Skagway, where a lot of the places that we went to along the coast, like Juneau is the capital of Alaska. Juneau doesn't have roads going into Alaska. You can get to Juneau by sea, like with a boat, or you can get to it by in an airplane. That's the only way to get to Juneau. It's surrounded by like a national forest or like whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
surrounded by wildlife that's not able to be disrupted. So you can't drive to Juneau. But
And
Skagway had really good access to other places. I mean, it's far, but, you know.
yeah. In Alaska, there are more people that have a pilot's license than driver's license.
Yes.
And the airplanes, those little like crop duster things or what, the
Yeah,
little
the
ones that like
seaplane.
yes, those don't have to be continually inspected. So they were like, some
Interesting.
of these are like handed down for generations. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just picturing like what would have happened like if Gramps had handed one down to dad. And I was like, yeah, it would be held together by duct tape, but it would probably still go.
Yeah, some of them do look a little rough. Like we were in some places where we would see some of those planes and I'm like, "Oh, wow." I didn't
Yeah,
know that they didn't have to be inspected yearly. That's really funny to stay licensed. That's funny. Yeah.
yeah, we did so many tourist things. I was honestly fascinated with tons of like things like that about the state. I had no idea Alaska has like a bajillion earthquakes either. Did they talk to you about
Yeah.
the they have earthquakes like they're like somewhere in the state of Alaska, there's like 50 earthquakes every day. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
excessive.
It's really interesting because there's a lot of geologic activity there. I mean, it's a fascinating place, obviously. I mean, I'm super glad I went. I definitely plan to go back again and to do it differently, which I anticipated I would feel that way. I think
The
if
other
it's, go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say the other cool thing, you saw the Northern Lights.
We did. We saw the Northern Lights. So let me tell you the story though.
Okay.
So you're not supposed to see them in August. It's pretty rare because there's not a ton of night time. There's not
Yeah.
a ton of night sky. So the sun would go down around like 9 most nights and it was rising around like 5 in the morning. So we had enough darkness to get like a good night's rest or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, we had blackout curtains on the cruise ship anyway, but northern lights they're more common in the winter when the nights are longer. The kids had said like, maybe we'll see the northern lights. I was like, I don't think you're gonna see the northern lights, guys. Like, okay, go on.
Yeah.
The cruise ship, the rooms are really close together. We had like a regular room by cruise ship standards, but it's small. And the door next to us, we knew that the people in the room next to us had like they were with like a group, and there were people staying in other parts of the boat because they would like come and knock on the door, or like sometimes there'd be like four people on the balcony, and I'm like, obviously four people are not staying in that tiny room, you know. So
Yeah.
we knew they had like a group of people with them. So we were all in bed the one night, and I don't even remember which night it was, but we were all in bed. Lucille and well, both of my kids. Yeah, I go to bed before the kids do because I'm an old lady. So I had gone to bed. The kids were like, the lights were off in the room. Everybody had like headphones or earbuds on for whatever they were watching. And I did hear in my sleep, I heard like this like bang, 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 bang on the door. And for a minute, I was like, are they banging on my hotel room door? Like, I'm going to go like scream at somebody. And then
Yeah.
I was like quickly realized like that's not my door, but it's so close, you know. And I heard a minute later, I heard a grown man say Northern Lights. Literally, that's all he goes, Northern Lights. And then I heard them like shuffling in the room
Yeah.
next to us, like they're all like running out to the balcony. And for a hot minute, like I'm laying there in bed, and for a hot minute, and I'm still like surfacing, but I'm asleep
Yeah.
essentially. And for a minute, I was like, do I get up and go look? And then I was like, I'm going to listen to what they say on the balcony. Like,
Yeah.
well, Lucille jumped out of bed and went out to the balcony. And then
It's my
she came
girl.
in. She wasn't out there for very long. And she came back in. She was like, Sam, mom, the northern lights, like, come outside. So I go out to the balcony. I didn't put my glasses on. I go out, and I can see without my glasses. Like, I can walk around my house. I can even fix a cup of coffee. Like, I can do things without my glasses. I'm not completely blind. So I go out without my glasses. And I was like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" And the kids are like, "Mom, don't you see like that line in the sky? Like that's the northern lights." And I was like, I don't want to say that I was like, "This is dumb," but I was a little bit like, I don't think this is what they think it is. And so I did turn around and I went back to bed. And the sky did look weird. Okay, it did look weird.
Yeah.
There was kind of a weird, I don't want to say a line, but there was a thing in the sky that kind of
Yeah.
did this like weird, like kind of V-shaped thing. I went back to bed. I was like, I don't see anything fancy out here. And so I went back to bed. And the next day, we were like waiting in this line for something. And there was this other lady. We were just like talking to her. She's on the ship. We're all on the ship. And this other lady's there. And I don't even know, but I was like, "Oh, did you see the Northern Lights?" Normally, I'm not a chatty person to strangers. We've talked about this
Yeah.
too, but for whatever reason, I'm chatting with this woman, and I go, "Well, did you see the Northern Lights last night?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Well, I'm honestly." She goes, "Are you sure you saw the Northern Lights?" I go, "Oh no, I'm not sure." It's like a blue whale situation. I was
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not sure." And
Yeah.
and the kids are there, and the kids are like, "No, mom, it was the Northern Lights." And I was like, "These people don't always tell the truth, okay? They can exaggerate."
Yeah.
I don't know, but a grown man knocked on the door next door and said that he saw the Northern Lights. We went outside, we saw something. Lucille picks up her phone and because I go, I think my daughter took a picture of it. None of us have looked at the picture today. Like she took it last night. Yeah. She goes, "Yeah, I have a picture." And she opens it and I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" It was like green sky in like a kind of a V shape. We had no idea. But I was like, that's not what I saw last night. That is not what I saw on the balcony. And the lady that we were talking to, she had actually been to Alaska and a few places over the course of like some years trying to see the northern lights. Because her husband was like, "Oh my God, are you serious? Like, we're here in August and we missed it." He's like, "All the times that we came in like December or something and we didn't
Yeah.
see them." Yeah. Lucille took this gorgeous picture. They are green in the photo. It wasn't what it,
Okay. When we saw them in Washington, there was like that weird storm last year,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And we saw them in Washington and we drove all over trying to find a place. And then we gave up and got back to our Airbnb. And I was like, that's it. And the picture, like Michael was like, that's it, really? He was so pissed. But the pictures I took, and I was like, "Why does it look better on my phone than it does in person?" The pictures do pick up, like I mean, the pictures were
Yeah,
so cool, and it made
that's
it
what this lady
cooler.
told us too. She said the
Yeah,
photos actually can pick up the light better. I was like, so it's the only like natural phenomenon that we all go rushing to see. I mean, Grand Canyon doesn't look better in the photos. Zion does
yeah.
not look better in the photos. Alaska does
Mount
not look better in the
Rushmore? No,
photos. Northern Lights looks better in the photos? Like what? That was
I
so
know, isn't that
unexpected.
weird? Yeah,
Well,
I thought
Lucille's
it was
picture is stunning. It's really remarkable. I have to say that is not. I really. I was like, I think you guys are just like. I teased them. I was like, you guys are making shit up. Like, there's not even. That's just a
that's
fact.
exactly you should talk to Michael.
That's
Like, what did
funny.
you
I'll
think
have
of
to
the
call him.
because he was like, "That's it." And I'm like, "Dude, this is like a bucket list thing for people." And he's like, "I'm going to bed."
And it's not like, again, like, it's not like the Grand Canyon where you go to the Grand Canyon and the Grand Canyon is there. Like you get there and the Grand Canyon
Right.
is there. It's there every time that you go to that spot. The Northern Lights come and go. Like you
Yeah.
could spend thousands of dollars on some trip to, Alaska or
Fairbanks.
wherever to see
Yes.
them and you don't get them. It's cloudy, they're not out, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 couples that were there while we were showing the pic because I literally she picks up the picture and I go, "What did they look
It's not
like
what you
last
guys
night?"
showed me. Yeah.
Lucille was the same way. She was like, I don't know." 2 couples were there and they both had missed it that night. Both of them had made trips specifically planned around seeing the Northern Lights and had missed
Wow.
them. So
Oh,
yeah, one of them had made one trip somewhere, but that other couple, the first couple that we were talking to, I mean, they had like gone to like Norway, I don't even know where, but they had gone to 2 or 3 places 2 or 3 times trying to see them. She was like, I am devastated. I can't believe we missed it. And I was like, it was pretty fast. I mean, I don't, you
yeah.
know, they were in 2 also when we were talking to them, she was like, "What side of the ship are you on?" And we were like, "Oh, we're on this side, whatever." And she was like, "Oh, we're on the other side." So they might not have even been able to
Oh,
see them from
yeah.
their side of the ship. I don't know, but yeah, we saw the Northern Lights, which was 100% not on the radar. We were not expecting it. We were not looking for it. No one, the kids had
Honestly,
commented about it,
when you
but
said we saw the Northern Lights, I was like, how I honestly thought it was another blue whale. I think my
I
response when you
know.
texted
That's
that
fair.
was like, "How did you see the Northern Lights in August?" Like,
That's fair.
I
I
mean,
would
I
have
was
been the
just
same
like,
way.
yeah. Well, because we were
Yeah.
there in the beginning of July and it would like the sun would set around like 1 or 2 in the morning, but then rise like 2 hours later. So it never got fully dark.
Yeah.
It never, so that I mean, and I was like, I know you're there later in the year, but I'm like, surely you can only have like an hour or 2 of darkness, right? Like, yeah,
It
you guys
wasn't I
totally
mean,
scored.
yeah, because I mean the sun starts going down at 9, so it's not dark until
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it takes
Yeah.
a
So then it's not
while.
dark until like 11 or midnight
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean I would say it was pretty dark for a couple of hours in the night.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. We totally lucked out with the Northern Lights. That should not have happened and we just got so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. I know. We're really
I did
lucky.
not I didn't know about the Northern Lights that I mean, I guess that makes sense that people would take trips and
There's
not
like
see them.
glamping trips that you can do where you
I
sleep
know
under
you
like
can
a
do
glass
Megan and I have
igloo
talked about doing a weekend in Iceland. We're gonna take mom.
for the Northern Lights.
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't need to go now because I saw them.
I mean, I was like, I don't know, maybe they're better. I was like, there was green, but there wasn't any pink in the Northern Lights I saw.
Mm-mm,
So I
mm-mm.
was like, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people definitely do like really they've got I mean, the tourist industry has some really cool arrangements
Yeah.
for going up there to
Well,
see
they
the
do
Northern Lights.
stuff. I'm sure, like when the hotel we stayed in at Denali was like, "Do you want us to call your room if the mountain is
Yeah.
in view?" I'm
Yeah.
sure they do that for Northern Lights as well. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a great time. It was totally worth it. I think anybody who's considering an Alaskan cruise, like if you can afford it, you should do it. It is as great as people say it is. And I think if, I mean Alaska was It was everything I was hoping it would be and
Yeah.
more. I'd like to go back in the next 2 years. That's kinda my goal.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, okay, so I wanna change gears. Okay, I wanna talk about the support we're getting from our family for having a podcast. Can we talk
It's
about
the
this?
Yeah. Yeah, because for sure, this far into the podcast, I don't think
They're
anyone's gonna
done.
hear. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, this is what I think. In the beginning, we were being very careful what we said about family because, like, obviously we don't want to upset anybody with the podcast. So, yeah, I mean, the whole idea is just for you and I to have some fun. I don't
Right.
really even,
We also don't want people to get like, we say stuff to each other, obviously, about our family members, parents, sibling, whatever, that, like,
yeah,
if you said it, I would probably punch not you, but, Yeah, like and so we also don't wanna give people, like, an unfair impression of our family, but
right.
they do suck.
So, yeah, they do.
Do you know it? Has Mike listened to a single episode?
I never followed back up. When him and his wife were going to take that long road trip somewhere, remember?
Yeah, and they were
Mike.
gonna binge it.
No, he didn't say binge it. He was like, "We'll probably listen to a couple episodes." I was like, "I wouldn't listen to more than one in a row." Like, I don't think we're that funny or anything. So I was like, "I wouldn't listen to more than one in a row." But he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna listen to a few while we're driving." They were driving to like Wyoming or not
Yeah.
Omaha. Sorry, they were driving to like Wyoming or someplace. And he was like, "We're gonna listen to some." Well, I never followed back up with him to say like, "Did you listen?" I don't know if our brothers ever listened. Our mom, go ahead, tell the story.
She Mom was, I think it was in that initial 5 mini episodes. We did the quick, like, 5
Yeah.
mini episodes in a burst, and one of those, we said something that was inaccurate or whatever.
Essentially, it pissed her off.
This is what she said. I was like, "Have you caught up on the podcast?" And she's like, "No, I'm way behind. I haven't watched since you guys got that one thing wrong." And I was like, "What did we get wrong?" "I don't know. I told you at the time." So she doesn't even remember what it
But she
was
quit
that
listening because of it.
Yeah, but she hasn't listened since then. And
Yeah,
she was like, "I'll catch back up late." She's like, she's not
she's
committing
done.
to Yeah,
She's over
she's
it.
done. Dad has never listened. Yeah, I
Think
think
any of the aunts have listened, which doesn't shock me. I mean, I kind of thought one of the aunts might have because she tends to be really, really supportive of a lot of
yes.
things. So I thought she might. Our sister Megan. So I'm going to tell this part. So Megan's like, I asked her a few weeks ago because we were going to talk about it on the podcast, just like thanking the people that have found. Like, there's a couple of people who found us really organically, and
Well,
we don't know who.
yeah, because we talked about it, and I was like, "It's kind of freeing." Like, it's
Yeah,
different like, if I'm talking and I'm worried about, is my dad gonna see this or one of my aunts or whatever, but if it's people
right.
that we don't like, I feel like that can make us more authentic. So we had this and I was like, we have listeners that are commenting and listen, like intentionally
Sometimes it's the
listening.
same listener
Yes.
commenting on more than one episode, and we do not know who you are, but we were like dancing. We were so excited.
Yes.
But then it's funny, and some of our OG listeners, Mark, Irma, like there's a couple of people from the
Yeah.
beginning who
Michelle.
were like, yes, Michelle,
Mhm.
people who were supportive at the beginning of this, and they've stayed supportive throughout. I think Jenny's still
Yes.
supportive, Colorado Sam. Like there are some people that we had in our friend circles.
Yes.
So our sister Megan, so I called her a few weeks ago and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not asking to like tattle or anything, but like we were going to talk about it on the podcast. I just kind of want to like check in. Like, are you listening?" And Megan was like, "Well, I'm behind." And I'm like, "So you quit?" I'm like, "It's okay. You quit." And Megan has a relationship with both of us. Our other sister has a relationship with both of us where she's pretty comfortable telling us like if she
Yeah.
were really like, "I'm not listening," I'd be like, "Okay." I don't wanna say I don't care because 'cause we're talking about it. I do it
Right.
does bother me. I do care, but I'm also not like I'm also like, just like you said, like, it frees us up a little bit. Like, I mean, I said the other day, I was like, "Well, things are gonna get spicy now because we can
I
say what
know.
we want about mom and dad."
I
They don't listen.
Yeah.
And none of their siblings are listening. None of their, like, no one's going to go back to dad and be like, so Jennifer and Karen said this.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be that the filter is gone for that. So Megan's like, no, I just need to get caught up. She's like, I got behind. And I was like, okay. So I went back to Karen and I go, so Megan's not listening. So we can say what we want about her. But then Megan sent a text. She was one of the ones that called us out for being a week behind because she sent a text and she goes, so I finally got caught up on your podcast. And now there's no new episode. And now I don't know what to do with my time. I was like, you're not that interested. Don't that she got caught up. I love that she called us out
Yes.
for not having an episode. But I was like, don't be acting like you don't have other shit you can listen to besides us. Like Amy Poehler has an excellent podcast
Yes.
that's way
Yes,
more
she does.
professional than ours.
For real. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has been. We do have and there's a person on YouTube that has commented on multiple things, obviously, has subscribed and
Is
whatever.
it Alberto?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, there's
Yes.
an Alberto that comments often.
Yes,
Thank
I
you,
couldn't
Alberto.
remember. Then I was like, "Oh, I can't remember the name." Yeah, and we do not know who that is. So,
No,
if you're
but
watching
thank
right
you.
now, shout out and seriously, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah. We love you.
I mean, I was like calling Jen and I'm like, "Do we know who this is?" I was like, "I don't."
No, no. But thank you. We love it. But it'll be, I think it'll be interesting over the next couple weeks because I mean my, like, I'm still feeling somewhat reserved about saying, like saying some things, but I'm
Yeah.
also feeling like you had a funny story you wanted to tell me about mom's phone getting hacked and I didn't
Oh.
actually know about this. So I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but I
Yes.
mean mom's not going to listen. So
Yeah, no, I think we should because this is hilarious.
let's go.
So I just brief so I have a little side hustle where I'm being a caregiver and staying with the woman who lives across the street from us, who anyway, so I'm not in and out, I'm not living at my parents', but I'm in and out, and mom she had said something like, "Well, when I couldn't find you on text because, my contacts were corrupted," and I honestly just ignored it. I was like, "Okay, I'll be over."
Sometimes that's like like she's going fishing, that's the bait. She
Yes,
needs you to ask the question so she can tell you this long ass story with like 45 side quests that nobody cares about anyway.
and the stuff with, being hacked, identity, one of our aunts has a special pen that is what you use for checks because you can't it's unalterable. It's a special
Okay,
pen.
but let's just review. Did you just say that we have an aunt that writes checks still?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
that
so
too.
mom's phone got hacked or the corrupted.
Yeah. So she's like, "The files are corrupt or the contacts are corrupted." And so then I was trapped over there and she was like, "Well, did I tell you about the phone?" And I'm like, "No, you didn't tell me about the phone." And she's like, "Well, my phone was hacked." And how she found out is, I think, anyways,
It's okay if the details are
yeah.
blurry.
Um, someone emailed their financial planner and requested the last 3 months bank statements, which raised a red flag. It was from the wrong email, whatever. And our mom is very organized, OCD. And so the financial planner was like, "You're never the client that's gonna," he's like, "We don't have access to that. And you're on," and so then mom is talking to who she keeps referring to as security at the phone company, which is T-Mobile. And I am picturing Paul Blart that stands
Smart
right
mall
inside.
cop.
Yeah, that stands right inside the door at T-Mobile to make sure you don't steal the iPhones. I don't think that's it, but that's what's in my head. She's like, "So I'm talking to security at the store." Okay, got it. Keep going.
You're like, you're talking to Kevin James. I got it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
tracking.
She's like, "He told me that I have to change all my passwords. I have to change the password to my phone, to my Apple account." I'm like,
Oh
"Oh
my
my god."
God.
She kept going. I was like, "Stop." I'm exhausted already. I was like, "Stop." So she changes everything, goes out to lunch with her sister, gets a text, and Kathy's like, "Do you want to answer that?" And mom goes, "No, I changed the passcode to my phone and I can't remember what it is." She's like, "I had to take it off. It's too simple."
Okay, so I talked to mom on Saturday and had an equally exhausting conversation with her. let me tell you, she never told me about the hack. Never told me about the hack. She was able to call me Saturday morning and she's like telling me what did she call me for?
I don't
She
oh,
called
because
me
I
to ask,
told you because I was like, "You should mess with mom. She can't tell who's texting."
but I was like, she already knows. She already called me. So she already like fixed my contact. She called me Saturday morning and I can't remember, but she was calling. She was like, "Hey, I want to ask you a question." And I can't remember what it was. So we got through her question and then oh, I know it had to do with me trying to get to Kansas City in the next couple months. And so I was like, "Hey, that work situation that was going to bring me really close to Kansas City and then I was going to like, come for the
Yeah,
weekend after the work." I was like, "That situation has changed and this is what happened." And I said, I go, "It changed because somebody at work has a torn retina like your sister Kathy had." So mom goes, "Oh, that happened to my sister Kathy." And I'm like,
just said that, yes.
I go, I know, I know. So then mom's like, yeah, like this is what, and I wasn't done with my story. I'm like, this person at work has a torn retina, like your sister Kathy, and mom's like, oh, that happened to my sister Kathy. I go, yeah, I know, but so back to my work thing, and she goes, and so Kathy, this is what happened, and they were at the baseball game, and so was with her, and she looked up, and I was like, mom, I was there when Kathy told you the story. Mom cannot stop until she gets to the end of the story. Like it's
No,
literally like the
it's like
momentum
a
has
compulsion.
started. The momentum has started. It doesn't matter. She's in the car. Dad is there. I can hear him. I'm on speakerphone because they're attached to the car. And I said to her like four times, I was like, I know the story. I know the story. She had to take her full 3 minutes to tell me that story. Then she gets to the end of it and she's like, okay, so all right, we'll talk to you later. Love you. And I'm like, I was telling you something.
I no, yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, it was done being about her, so, you know.
Mom, I was there when Aunt Kathy told you what happened. I already know what happened. I don't need you to repeat it to me. She didn't
She
even stop
cannot
talking. She talked over me to finish the story from front to back. And then Kathy had to lay face down for 2 weeks. I already fucking told you that part.
yeah.
Yeah.
She can't, and she will ask you a question, and when you answer, she's like, "Oh my god," and she does the motion and I'm
Yes.
like she goes, "I just asked you a" "No, you didn't just a" like, she'll be like, "What is your schedule for the rest of the week?" And I'm like, "I work Thursday" "Oh my god." And there's something after that too? I'm like, "You just fucking asked me." Like yeah,
She's
she's
exhausting.
it
So
is.
then when you called me later and you're like, Mom's phone got hacked, I'm like, no, it didn't. She talked to me this morning. And you're like, yeah, you should text her and mess around with her. And I'm like, well, she had my phone. She called me. Like, so
She had
it was more important to her to tell me the 10-year-old story about Aunt Kathy's eyes than it was to tell me about her phone getting hacked, which is kind of
yeah.
hilarious.
I know, and the Paul Blart security guy I mean, security at the phone company, and I'm like, "Alright." I mean, I just because like, the whole conversation that I had with her, at that point in my head, I wasn't listening and paying enough attention that I was like, "She's not talking to the fucking security." Like, I literally that's what I was thinking until later I
Right.
came over and was talking to you, and I was like and she's talking to the security guy, which I'm thinking is this, but that's probably not right. Like,
No, it's
that's
probably
what
the
it
IT security. Like,
Yes! I know. Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah.
I laughed at her because I was like, "Well, did you get your phone prorated or anything like that?" And she was like, "No." You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna do a new segment, a new thing where we talk about situations where we have been Karens.
I did have a Karen situation recently.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
so amazing. I love it.
So I do my Amazon returns. I buy a lot of shit on Amazon, as I think most of us do. And I return, 40% of what I buy or 60, I don't know. And I do the returns at, Staples. You just like you walk in with your little QR code and you give them the thing. So, and some weeks I might go to Staples 3 times with 2 or 3 returns every time I go. I'm there, I do the returns, I show him my little QR code, and he's like, "Okay, so stand over here and wait for your receipt." And I go, "Oh, I don't need the receipt. I've been doing this for years. I don't need the receipt."
Yeah.
And I'm already like turned around to leave, and he's like, "Ma'am, I have to give you a receipt." And I was like, "No." No, I don't need a receipt. He's like, no, you don't understand. I have to give you a receipt. I'm like, okay, I'm politely declining it. I don't want it. He's like, well, if your return doesn't go through at Amazon, you're going to need the receipt. I didn't even, in my mind, I'm like, I probably just returned like 3 items that were worth less than $10 a piece. Like I'm actually not even,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I got the credit for it. Like I'm not, if it's something expensive, that's different, but I don't really buy expensive things on Amazon. So I'm like, no, I'm not coming back if I don't have like if I don't get the return, I'm not coming back here. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, you don't understand. And he's like going on and on all
And
this
this
time,
is a
Karen.
teenager that's standing up to you also.
Yes. And all this time, the fucking receipt has still not printed. This is why I don't wait for the receipt because it takes so damn long for
Yeah.
them to print it. I'm like, I don't want the receipt. I'm going to leave without it. I attempted to politely decline it, which I do all the time. You know what he's like, you cannot decline. He's like, you can't decline it. I was like, I'm gonna walk away without the receipt. I'm gonna walk away. You know, I can have a car accident and decline medical attention on the side of the road at a car accident, but you're gonna tell me I cannot decline my Amazon receipt at Staples? No,
Yeah.
16-year-old boy, I am going to decline it. I'm going to walk away from you.
Yeah.
So now I have to find somewhere else to do my because I can't go back there in case that boy.
Yeah. She scarred him for sure. I'm like, that kid went home and was like, Mom, there was the meanest lady. All I wanted was for her to take her receipt.
Staples policy is like you have to give them the receipt, but you don't have to hold me hostage for it. Like I politely declined.
Well, and if it doesn't print right away, also,
I'm
then
telling you, this whole exchange
yeah.
happened and there's no motherfucking receipt. Okay? There's no receipt all this time. People don't want to wait for it. And it's not their fault that their system, like maybe that's not the printer, maybe that's the system, maybe that's
Right.
what it takes
Yeah.
to ping Amazon's system. Like, I don't know. And I don't care because again, like collectively, I might have returned $100 worth of stuff once in a while, but normally it's like $20 or less. And
Yeah.
I don't care enough to go back and check. Like, I never have gone back and checked to see if that stuff, because I joked, I texted you and I was like, he probably threw my shit in the trash. He was probably like, I'll show
She'll
her.
never
I'm
know
going to
because
throw
she
it
didn't
away.
keep the
Amazon's never going to get it and she's not going to get her credit.
and then
I'm
he's
just
screwed
like,
again because it's not gonna impact you because you'll never know.
exactly. Even if it didn't, like if I did go check and it wasn't on there, I'm not calling Staples to be like, hey, my Amazon didn't get credited. Staples is a third party. Like they're
Yeah.
unaffiliated. I'm calling Amazon, and if Amazon says, do you have your receipt? I'll be like, no. And then I'll change my behavior going forward because that's
Yeah.
on me. But right now, like I'm willing to take that risk. Thank you, young man who is trying really hard to do your job
Yeah.
with a coupon on it that I don't want to use. I know why you want me to take the receipt. I'm in business. I know why you want me to take the receipt.
Yeah.
You want me to look at the coupon and be like, ooh, I need some shit at Staples and I'm going to use this coupon. That's why Staples does that, is because it's foot traffic into their store and we find impulse buys. I'm not opposed to the model. I'm not. I'm actually in favor of it and I'm a
Yeah.
fan. I'm not buying anything today. I want to go to run the rest of my errands instead of standing here being held hostage waiting for a receipt that takes like 10 minutes to print. Like, no. So I
You
was a
gotta start
Karen.
returning at Kohl's. You need to find a Kohl's close to you.
Kohl's is not, it's actually now that you say that, it's actually not far. It's a little less convenient. Like this Staples, I can literally like drive right up, pull into the parking lot, and
Yeah.
there's easy parking. Kohl's is like in a whole it's like in a whole shopping thing with like Ulta and Old Navy and Target and
Kohl's makes
Kohl's,
you
and
walk through the store too. Like you don't do it right at the front.
I don't even care about that. It's the parking. It's the parking that's the issue. It's 700,000 degrees here, and I don't want to like I got to park 3 stores down or whatever. So
Yeah, no.
anyway, I was a Karen.
Yeah.
Definitely I was a Karen. I'm sure the employees talked about me after I left that day. I'm not going to apologize for it because I think you should be able to politely decline a receipt and not have it turn into a Spanish Inquisition. So I'm not going to apologize for it, but I am going to admit that I'm probably going to find somewhere else to do my future returns, at least for a few weeks. I need to go somewhere else. Maybe I'll go back to the UPS store. I haven't like Karen'd
Yeah.
them yet. So,
Yeah.
but hey, while we're on it though, and then we got to go because it's been over an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to us for this long. But while we're on it, why don't you tell about when you went to ChatGPT about my sister is a Karen?
Yes. So I went to ChatGPT and I just wanted, I've been, anyways, I wanted it to design. I was like, oh, I'm going to get ChatGPT to design a logo for us.
Hmm.
Because the one that we have currently is one that I made in 2 minutes. And so I described what I wanted, and it violates their content policy because the term Karen is like can be used as a derogatory term towards women, but whatever. So I'm all irritated. I'm like screenshotting it. This is, and I didn't even tell you this. I'm texting Jason about it, and I was like, dude, do you think I can sue ChatGPT? Because I'm really tired of working. I'm just done.
When you screenshot it, I do think it was a little crazy. But when you screenshot it and sent it to me, to be fair, ChatGPT did say in this case or in this
Yes.
use, the name Karen is a derogatory term. But it's not. My sister is a Karen. You are my sister and you are a Karen. So it's
Yeah.
not. If you say it from my perspective, it's not.
Jason is like, oh yeah, ChatGPT does that. If you just apologize and explain. Okay, first of all, I'm not apologizing. I was like, I'm not going to apologize to ChatGPT. He's like, just tell it that your name is. It's ChatGPT. It knows what the fuck my name is. Because or reword it. I can't reword it. It's like
No.
I can't rephrase, dude. It's the title of the podcast.
That's so funny.
So I tried to find a way to be a Karen about that, but I didn't because I wasn't going to get into it with AI. I'm not sure that I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyways, we will be back in 2 weeks. Um, and
With
going
our
forward, that'll just
derogatorily
yes.
titled podcast.
Yeah. Um, handmade logo coming soon.
Yes, it is.
All right, Jen, I will talk to you later. Love you.
Okay, love you too.
Bye.
Bye.